everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is not really an advice video or the kind of video that I've filmed before, but it's going to be a little bit of a story time video. So as you can probably tell from the title, it's not the most entertaining subject to talk about, but it is something that I feel like I need to get off my chest and talk about with you guys. It's something that I've kind of kept hidden from a lot of people. It's not something that I've spoke about openly, and not something I've ever really felt comfortable talking about openly, but it is something that I feel like if I talk about it, it might help other people, and I feel like it might help me a little bit as well. This video is going to be talking about depression, and as it's a story time video, you've probably guessed that it's talking about my depression. So I'm going to start from when I first thought, okay, this is serious. So I was going into my second year of uni, and I'd just moved in with my housemates. They were really good friends of mine, and it was actually there was only two of us there. There was only me and one of my friends there, and I didn't really have a job. Uni hadn't started yet, and we were kind of just in limbo a little bit, and I started to feel really, really down. I was thinking that I would probably never get a job and that I'd just have to wait for uni to start and hope for the best. But it came to a point where I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to cook or eat, and I didn't really want to socialise with anyone. And when opportunities arose for me to socialise or to go out or to do something, I didn't really want to. I just kind of wanted to sit in my room. And eventually it reached a point where I thought, okay, I need to go to the doctors. I was feeling more than down, I would say. I wasn't feeling suicidal, but I was worried about myself. I was worried about my well-being and where I was in my head. So I went to the doctors and I spoke to the doctor, and I have never felt more embarrassed in my entire life. Basically, the doctor I can't say he didn't understand, but from my point of view, it came across that he didn't think I had depression. He thought I probably just wasn't sleeping very well. So he palmed me off with sleeping tablets and said that I should try and use those, and if those didn't work, to come back. So I went back, I took the sleeping tablets. They helped me sleep better, but they didn't make me feel better. But I was just so embarrassed to go back to the doctor because I felt like he didn't believe me. And I felt stupid. I felt ridiculous. I felt like I had no one to talk to. And I just kind of kept it bottled inside. And then things got really busy. Uni had started again. I'd got not a full-time job, but like a job to fill in the gaps. I was with the trampoline team, so I was trampolining 2 or 3 times a week. I was volunteering for the brownies, so I had that once a week, as well as working, as well as uni, as well as deadlines and going out with my friends. I was just really busy, so it kind of, everything just got pushed to the back of my mind, and I tried not to think about it, and I thought I was getting better. I thought that being busy, being occupied and all of that would, like, that was it. That was the solution for me. And I managed to stay pretty okay, I suppose, all through uni and all through the next summer as well, until sort of towards the end of summer I was again starting to feel really down and I had nothing to do. And again I just thought, oh well, I just need to make myself busy again and I'll be fine. And then I got into my 3rd year of uni. Okay, so 3rd year rolls around and my friends have gone on their year abroad and I'm living in a new house. It's just me and this one guy that I've never met before in my life. I know nothing about him, and I'm like a mile and a half away from campus, and I'm terrified. And then just before uni started, Barnaby got really, really ill, and very, very quickly he passed away. So Barnaby was one of my rabbits, and it was really, really difficult for me. It was the first time that a pet of mine that I had bought, looked after on my own, fed, cared for, had passed away. And I didn't cope very well. I was crying a lot and felt really emotional about it, and obviously that's normal. It's normal to feel like that about losing a pet. I kind of shut myself off from the world. And then uni started and I thought, okay, well, this is good. I can get my head into something. I can get, you know, involved. I can work hard and hopefully it'll ease my sadness a little bit. So everything started off relatively okay. I was getting on with my housemate. Uni was difficult because I didn't have my friends around me and it was a different year group and it was different people and it was kind of like starting all over again. But it was okay. I was managing, I was coping, it was all good. I still had the trampoline girls and I was going trampolining twice a week still, and everything was pretty good. And then I don't really know what happened, but something kind of just hit me. I don't know whether I was really overwhelmed or whether I was homesick, whether I was missing my friends. I'm going to try and not get emotional, but I'm getting emotional. But something just hit me and I realised that I was not better. Like, I was not in a good place. I was really, really miserable and I didn't want to leave the house. I didn't want to leave my room. Most days I didn't want to leave my bed. And this caused me to skip uni. I stopped going to trampolining for a while. I stopped doing everything. I used to just lie in bed and I didn't know what to do. For a long time I was thinking about quitting. And then again, I felt like I had no one to talk to. I didn't want to go to the doctors because of the whole situation in the previous year. I didn't want to speak to my mum. She's a very strong-willed person and I thought she wouldn't understand, and I was very, very scared. And I thought that this isn't okay. Like, it's not okay for me to feel like this. This isn't normal. This isn't normal. So I went back to the doctors and I spoke to them. It was a different doctor, same like surgery but different doctor, and he completely understood. He prescribed me with some medication. He told me that I should go and see a counsellor and said that maybe we should possibly speak to the department. I didn't want to involve my course whatsoever, really. So I went to the counsellor and I took my medication, and for a while again things were alright. I came home for Christmas a week early because I thought that would make me feel better. I wouldn't feel as homesick. And it did. I felt quite a bit better over Christmas, and going into the new year I felt okay. I didn't feel good, but I felt okay. I felt like I could cope. The start of February I had a really, really bad neck injury from trampolining. So I'd gone back to trampolining and I damaged my neck really badly. I went home because I was struggling to walk and to lift things up, and then that time at home kind of helped me to recuperate a little bit, to build up my energy and to build up my positive attitude as much as possible. I went back to uni, I tried really hard, and I thought, if I get to May or June and I graduate, things will be fine. Things will go back to normal. So then in April, my dad had a stroke and he was really unwell. He didn't lose his speech or anything like that, but he was ill, and that also made things quite difficult for me. And again, I tried really hard just to keep going and just to push through, and eventually I did finish uni and I did graduate and then had a full-time job. So I went straight into full-time work after university, and for the first couple of weeks it was great and I absolutely loved it. And then my mum went on holiday and something just clicked inside of me and I freaked out. I had a panic attack one morning and I was really anxious and I couldn't leave the house. I felt trapped. I felt like I was going crazy and I didn't know what to do. So I went back to the doctors and spoke to them, and they suggested that I take two weeks off work. So I took the 2 weeks off work and I just felt like I couldn't go back. So I then began working at the cinema, and you guys kind of know the story from there if you've watched sort of my recent update videos and any sort of videos that I've filmed recently. As for now, I'm not on any medication. I stopped taking it sort of a year and a half ago, and I've been okay. There are still days where I feel really down and I don't feel motivated to do anything, but the majority of the day I am okay. And there are just a few things I wanted to say. I had a lot of people telling me that a lot of people feel the same way and that it's perfectly normal and that it's okay and that everyone feels like this at some point, or a lot of people feel like this and you're not alone. That to me did nothing. It made me feel no better. I felt completely alone, and when people told me that I wasn't alone, it didn't make me feel better. It didn't make me feel stronger or more able to get through it. I just sort of had to find my own strength and kind of push through it on my own. I felt like I needed a big change in my life, and that's what I've done, and I am in a good place now. And if you are suffering from depression at the minute and you haven't gone to get help because either you're embarrassed or you don't think people are going to understand, I would say if you're too scared to talk to family and friends, go to the doctor. Because although I had a bad experience the first time, the second time I went, it was much easier and I felt a lot better after I'd been. I do think that counselling is something that's worked for a lot of people, and it's good to talk about how you feel to someone that understands. So I would say go to the doctors, try and go to counselling if you can, and just know that it does get better, which is another thing I hated hearing. So I feel a bit hypocritical saying that, but it does. And you have to be strong for yourself. No one else is going to pull you through this apart from you. So just do your best. That's all I can say, is do your best. Feel free to talk to me about it. I would happily like to listen to you guys. I'm happy to reply to you all and try and do my best to help, because at the end of the day, that's kind of what I'm on YouTube for, is to help other people. Just know that if you want someone to talk to, I'm here and I know what it's like. And hopefully I will see you guys soon. Bye guys. Don't get rabbits. Lily, do you think that's quite enough?